Daggerheart has officially released, and I am so excited to talk about this game. Ever since I saw Bob World Builder's first video on Daggerheart almost 2 years ago, I've been consistently thinking about this game, and I knew I was going to want to talk about it. In this video, I will briefly discuss how to get started and what you need to play the game. This video will also serve as an intro so you can play as quickly as possible. If you are excited for Daggerheart and want to learn more about it, please subscribe to the channel and like this video as I will be going into more detail in future videos. So grab your favorite comfort drink, sit back, and let's discuss how to play Daggerheart. First up is building a character. Now, I will go into much further detail on a future video, but I wanted to give a quick step-by-step breakdown on building a character itself. First up, pick the class you want to play. There are 9 different classes in Daggerheart, and they're all very different from another. Classes include the Bard, the Druid, the Guardian, the Ranger, the Rogue, the Seraph, the Sorcerer, the Warrior, and the Wizard. Second, establish your heritage. Your heritage is a combination of your ancestry and your community. Communities are pretty much where your character is from and how they were raised and what they hold dear to them. Third, assign your character traits. These are similar to ability scores found in D&D. This is pretty much what you want your character to be good at and succeed at. Instead of going through the process of rolling your numbers, making smaller numbers out of the bigger numbers, they just give you the numbers. The numbers are +2 once, +1 twice, 0 twice, and -1 once. Fourth is just fill out these parts of the character sheet. Evasion, which is how difficult it is to hit your character. Hit points and stress, which represent what your character can take. And then fill out your hope slots. You get 2 at the start. Fifth is choose your starting equipment. You get the general items that are like the armor, the weapons, and the potions that you carry on you, but you also have some specific items that your class carries. Sixth is just choose your background. There are a few questions that will assist you in filling out your character background. It's not the same as the backgrounds in D&D. These are just more like flavor for your character. Seventh is pick your experiences. Experiences are a resource you have that you can use by spending hope. You want to pick them to be helpful, but not broken. When you spend hope, you can activate an experience to add to a roll. So think about what your character's been through and what experience they would have gained prior to the start of the game. You will gain experiences as you level. So if the experiences you choose are not as helpful as you thought they were going to be, you do have the option to get more later on. Eighth is choose your domain cards. These are the cards that are part of your class's domain. It tells you what abilities your character can have. Ninth is create connections. These are established between you and your fellow players. This would be best handled at the table if you aren't already building your characters with them. Now that you know how to build a character, let's discuss the cards. The cards are what your character can do. The cards are quick and simple, aside from the art. They went hard on the art. First up is the level at which the card is. You can only pick a card of your level or lower. Second is the domain. The cards you can choose are from the domains that your class is a part of, such as the Sorcerer, who is from the Arcana and Midnight domains. Third is their recall cost. Recalling is when you have more than 5 cards and want to swap out a card in your loadout for one that is in your vault. That won't affect you till level 5, so don't worry about it at the start. Fourth is the type of card that it is. The types are the abilities, spells, and codex. The codex are specific to the codex domain, though. And the fifth and the final part of the card is the feature. This is what the card does and is a breakdown of what it requires to use if there is a requirement. Sort of the description of the card's abilities. Now that you have your cards, let's move on to the dice that you need. Daggerheart implements a 2d12 dice system with each dice symbolizing hope and fear. You roll higher with hope, you succeed or fail with hope, and you gain a hope. If you roll higher with fear, you succeed or fail with fear, and your GM gains a fear, which is what they use to kind of run different parts of the game. As a GM, you roll a d20 to determine if things happen in place of the 2 d12s. You will also need a d4, a d6, a d8, 2 d10s, also known as a d100, and a d20. Now that you have your dice, your character sheet, your cards, let's talk about the tokens. Instead of keeping all the numbers in your head, Daggerheart utilizes tokens. Tokens are used to represent any additional numbers you add to your roll, mostly from experience as a character. Like I said before, experiences are simply put what your character has experienced prior to or during the game as your character grows. So let's say you have an experience that gives you a +1. All you do is grab the token and add it with your dice as you roll. The way you could see the result in front of you without having to go back to your character sheet to confirm it. The thing I'm most excited about when it comes to these tokens is how you can personalize them and make them your own. You can even use different tokens for each character, utilizing a color scheme or a specific piece with a symbol on it that feels right for your character. The customization is practically endless. Now that you have everything you need to play the game, let's talk about how to actually play it. Daggerheart is very similar to other TTRPGs out there. The GM narrates what happens, the players and the GM discuss what happened, and they choose how to resolve the situation and then repeat. Typically, you'll be asked to roll a check, which that is where the 2d12s come in with any bonuses added or any advantage or disadvantage that's warranted. Example of this is that I, as the GM, tells the players that there is a door in front of them. The players then will inspect the door and ask if the door is locked or if it can be opened. I say that it is either locked or barred from the other side. After a player tries to unlock the door, they discover the door is in fact unlocked. But as they try to open it, it won't budge. A player asks if they can kick the door open. I ask them to roll a strength check to see if they can do it. The player then rolls their 2d12s and rolls a 15 with hope. They succeed and gain a hope, kicking the door and the barricade down. Now you have everything you need to play Daggerheart. Remember, playing a new game is a learning process, and you may not get it completely right away. And that is fine. All that matters is that you are excited to play and willing to learn. If there is anything I missed that you think is important for other players or GMs to know, please let us know in the comments. Also, I'm curious, what ancestry and class combo are you excited to play? Let me know in the comments down below as well. Thank you for watching. Keep that glass half full and have a great next game. See you later.